Node projects are seriously down in the dumps right now. Are node projects dead? Is there any potential for them? Is there a future for node projects? I know there's a lot of questions that people have, and I'm gonna try to answer a lot of them in this video. I'm gonna go over all the node projects that I'm currently in right now and show you the ones that are failing and the ones that are actually doing very good. There are fewer of those, but there is one very important thing that I have learned about node projects right now, and I'm gonna share that in this video, so make sure you watch all the way through. So let's get into these node projects. Hey, what's going on? It's Kolev. I hope you're having a great day or night, whatever time you are watching this video. Guys, if you do enjoy my videos, please leave me a like down below and a sub if you really do enjoy it. The node project space is getting extremely congested. There are many copycat node projects that look damn near identical to each other, and projects that are just taking the same concepts and putting a different skin on it. This is happening very frequent within the node space. I am even a victim to some of those projects just because of the rewards that they're providing. So I have lost some money from some of these projects. I'm gonna go ahead and go over some of these projects, the current charts of them, and what my current portfolio looks like within those projects. All right, so we're gonna start with the worst node project at the moment. The worst node project that I'm currently in, that is in the worst state. That's unfortunately gonna be Star Nodes, which is very ironic because this was the project that really did make me an extreme amount of money. But unfortunately, the project is pretty much dead. The devs seem to have disappeared. There's not really any word. The mods don't know really what's going on. So it's kind of unfortunate. You know, I'm sorry for everybody that did end up getting in, but these are the things that you have to understand happen. So you have to really, you know, weigh your risk on what you're willing to get into. I knew that this project didn't really look that appealing, but I felt that, you know, the devs did seem at the time very diligent, and you know, they did have a vision for where they wanted to take the project. So at the time I did decide to take the risk at around $17, and I reaped the benefit. It, went to 53, stayed there for a good while. It even went to 75 I think at one point, and I sold around 70. I made a ton of money, but I also know there's a lot of people that did buy at 50. So that does really suck, but unfortunately that's the kind of things that do happen. Those are the risks that come with getting into these node projects, and that's why I always like to say, if you do find a node project, try to get in the beginning, or try to get in when the node project is flatlined, meaning the price isn't just skyrocketing up and the price isn't just skyrocketing down. You want to get it when it's at a good solid level point. That's when you can make at least a reasonable assumption that the project is at a stable place. Again, nothing in this video is financial advice, but that's what I look at when I look for these node projects. So currently Stars is chilling at $1.72. It had a really weird random run here up to 250. It wasn't necessarily that random. I think someone was fudding in the Discord saying that they're going to replace the dev. That wasn't confirmed by any mods from my understanding, but I believe that's where this little spike came from. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, guys, it tanked hard. Pretty much the project is basically dead. So if you do have any rewards, I would just cash them out. At least try to get as much as you can if you are down, because I mean, the project's not extremely dead yet, and you can still claim. But yeah, we're not looking so good in Stars. So I'm not down technically in this project, like I said, because I've made an extreme amount of money from Star Nodes, but it is a project that is down for myself and a lot of other people. Currently for Star Nodes, I'm still sitting at 19 nodes. I did withdraw some of my rewards just to get something out of it. I currently have 10 that I'm probably going to take some more profits soon. But yeah, that's my position right now in Star Nodes. The second one that is doing pretty bad compared to when I first started taking profits is going to be Greece. Now, this isn't necessarily saying that the project, Grand Theft Bacon, is bad. I still do believe that you can still ROI relatively fast. I don't think that this price is really that bad, but it is down very bad compared to, when I was selling and taking profits, on the way up. Again, you always want to do things while people are greedy. Don't do things when people are fearful. You do not want to take profits when people are fearful. Do it while the price is going up. So yeah, we're looking at a pretty substantial loss right now in the price, but I have ROI'd on my first wallet, and at the moment I am halfway through my second wallet to ROI there as well. All right, so this is going to be my actually my second wallet, but something very weird is happening right now. I have 2 cops in this wallet. Now I know for a fact I did not buy these cops, and I don't have any cops that can steal other minted NFTs. To be honest, I have no idea where these cops came from. There's probably something that I need to read again that I'm missing for the reason why I got these, but I genuinely have 0 clue where these cops came from. I mean, I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. I'm about to stake them right now. Yeah, so I have, well, now I have 12, but so I have 10 regular bacons, and I'm almost done ROIing on this wallet, but now that's gonna be extremely fast because I have 2 cops. I don't know where these cops came from. I have to read some more stuff to figure this out, because I do remember reading something about getting cops randomly from something, but I thought you needed a cop in order to do that. All right, and it looks like they're staked, so it's not a glitch or anything. Wow. So yeah, that's very weird, very interesting. It's good for me because I have no idea. I don't even know how long they were sitting there. It's been a little bit over a day since I've checked what was going on in this wallet, but well, yeah. So that's good. So on my current wallet, that's relatively maxed out. You know, I have 13 regular bacons, 3 cops, obviously just racking up grease. The other thing that I need to ask just people, but this bacon is just rakes in grease. And I know that there's levels to the bacons, so I don't know if somebody didn't realize that their bacon was extremely high leveled, like they staked from the beginning or something and then just sold it, but it couldn't be because it's at 15,000. Anyways, this bacon racks in grease for me, so it's pretty awesome. But yeah, this one, you know, everything I make here is just all profit. I think once people realized how quickly you can ROI on this project, that is pretty much what brought the price of grease down. But I think that we're going to see a gradual increase in the price because now minting costs double the amount of grease. So you're not going to be able to just mint bacons. It's going to be a lot more grease just to mint a bacon. So the price of NFTs on the marketplace are going to gradually go up as well. This is all speculation just based off of supply and demand, but that's what I believe. So this project on, you know, paper on the chart looks very bad, but since I got in at a good time, I profited at the right places and I made my ROI. Everything after this is profit. Technically, I ROI'd my other wallet just within the profits that I made from my first wallet. Now, I probably should have did this project before grease, but this is another one that is doing very bad. It did have a pretty decent rally a few times over here, and it looked like it was going to stabilize, but you know, eventually the price just dipped down and dipped down and dipped down. I know that some of the mods they do have for this project are very good, but ultimately it comes down to what the dev is going to do for the project or what the devs are going to do for the project. And so far, it's not extremely clear on their direction anymore. I'm not too sure what the future looks like for this project. The dev is still there. The project is still currently active. So I wouldn't entirely rule this one out yet. Just make sure you're staying in their Discord and you're keeping up to date on everything that's going on in this project. All right, so this is going to be my Nebula Nodes dashboard. Again, we got 11 nodes total, making around 8.36 Nebula a day. I got about 6.74 Nebula in available rewards, sitting at around $4 like we saw. And these are going to be the nodes. Again, full transparency, guys. These are the nodes that I received as payment for one of the sponsored videos. I don't hide anything from y'all on this channel. I'm very transparent with, you know, everything I do. Some things obviously I can't disclose if it's certain agreements, you know, that are on paper for sponsored videos, then obviously I can't discuss those numbers, but I'm as transparent as I can be for what I can talk about. So obviously something like this, you know, I can talk about. When I made the sponsored video for them, they gave me 3 nodes in return. So those nodes have just been chilling there, you know, bringing me those daily rewards. But unfortunately, the project isn't looking that good. Hopefully there is a future for this project. This project looks very similar to Star Nodes. I don't know necessarily if that means anything. You know, when I talked to the dev, he said that, you know, there was inspiration from what Star Nodes look like in the website and such. So I don't know if there's any relation between the two. As of this moment, this project is not necessarily dead, but the devs do need to do something to keep these projects alive. All right, the next project is going to be Chronos. Now, this is one of the projects that I first covered when I first made this YouTube channel. I did, make a lot of money from cronodes as well. I didn't go as deep into it as I should have. This project is also down pretty bad, but I think that this project really does have a bright future. These devs are serious, guys. This is no joke. They recently just showed their investments and how good they are doing currently. So that has helped driving in income to the profits to pay the holders of this project. They have lowered the rewards down from 1 CRN to 0.5 currently at the moment. So that is very solid as well for sustainability. That's going to get closer to my point toward the end of the video when I talk about all this and do a little bit of a recap. I think that it's very important, so definitely stay tuned for that. But we're looking from around 44 and all the way up to the high of when it was around the 50s. And we just kind of chilled around there, and the project is doing really good. But unfortunately, due to the entire collapse of the node market as a whole, the project slowly kind of dwindled down with it. But I think it's doing very solid. This is the kind of thing that I was telling you about when you're looking for a flat line. I think this is the best time to get into a project. I think I will be buying some more nodes in Chronos. I do think that this project has a lot of potential. It's still, the only and the best, project on the Chronos network. Now, when Chronos Nodes comes out, that could be a different story, and we'll see how that project ends up developing. But at the moment, Chronos is it right now. And the developers are definitely no joke. So it's going to be hard to compete with that type of dedication. I haven't seen that really from too many devs before. All right, guys, so here's going to be my dashboard for Chronos. I got 3 nodes, got about 7.5 cronodes unclaimed. I will claim those eventually. I plan on rolling those into another node. That's kind of what I plan on doing. So I'm not really taking profits. Again, I already ROI'd on this project a while ago. So really anything here is just profit. So I plan on, compounding that into another node and kind of starting to build this up again, because I do really believe in the future of this project. There are 151,000 nodes, which is a pretty insane number when you think about it. Not a lot of node projects can say they have that many, and that just goes to show that a lot of people do believe in the devs just as much as I do. Now, getting into the projects that are actually doing relatively well in perspective of the entire market, the first one I want to bring up is Polygon nodes. Again, I really do think a lot of people sleep on this project, but I don't have a huge stake in it because I just don't like the Polygon network. I think that it's very congested all the time. My transactions are always failing on most projects, no matter what the project is. So it just kind of sucks that this project is on the Polygon network, but it is doing extremely well, guys. As you can see, just look at the chart. It's been that flat line pretty much all the way through. It's only had a lot of positive things. It's dipped down to a low of 65 before, but immediately shot back up and is chilling in a relatively flat line. This is what you want to see. This project has been doing amazing from the start. Anybody that bought down here at $7, $5, they are making a fortune. But if this is a project that interests you, definitely check it out. Check their Discord out. This project is doing really solid. Another project that's doing relatively well but had very sporadic movements is going to be Polar Nodes. Now, Polar Nodes has kind of been all over the place. It shot up really high and then really low, and it's just really kind of been all over the place. But one thing is definitely for sure, it has sustained itself relatively well after all of this hype, and it's kind of been chilling. It's on a little bit of a downtrend, but overall it's kind of replicating that flatlined structure. Now, before I get into the project really quickly, I do know that I didn't go into my dashboard for Polygon nodes, and that's solely because I cannot connect my Polygon. I'm telling you guys, I've tried different RPC URLs. Polygon Matic is being so troublesome for me. I know it's troublesome for a lot of other people, but I can't connect. I'm not too worried about it right now because, again, I only have one node and it's not that high of a node tier. So I'm not like super worried that I can't get in, but I would show y'all, but I literally just can't connect. So just bear that in mind. This is going to be, my dashboard for Polar nodes. I have pending almost 100 Polar. I've just been hodling my Polar because it's been sitting, kind of at a flat line. So I want to compound this into a bigger node. That way I can increase my daily rewards. I've been sitting on this. Polar has been doing very solid. They've had AMAs with people like James. So they're doing really good. And I think they really do have a good direction. There's only about 20,000 nodes in total. So this project still definitely does have a lot of room to grow. Now, Zeus Nodes, a node project that I covered relatively recently. It did go down with the market, but as you can see, it's really going on a pretty solid up streak. Now, when I talked about the node first off, it was around here. you know, I had a relatively good, you know, rise, but you know, with the node market, it fell. And it tried a couple times capitalizing on it, but ultimately it kept sinking to, you know, the low of $14, $13, whatever. But it is, you know, rising back up. It's doing pretty solid. I think the reason behind that is because, you know, the team is very transparent. They're very solid. They're doing what they need to do to try to keep this project alive without relying, you know, on the Ponzi-nomics that most of these node projects rely on. All right, so here's going to be my Zeus Notes dashboard. Again, I don't have a lot of Zeus Nodes. I literally only have one node. I want to see kind of more where the project's headed, and you know, that's a pretty good sign, seeing that price starting to climb again. So, you know, I may increase my stake into this project. I don't entirely know yet, but I currently have about 2 Zeus tokens, and there's a total of about 7,000 nodes on this project. So, you know, there definitely is a lot of room to grow. I know that they are planning on doing a lot of things in the future. Once I see them starting to implement a lot of the things that, you know, that they're talking about, then I'll look into increasing my stake. But at the moment, you know, I'm chilling at one node. I may buy another one pretty soon, but you know, we'll see. You'll know on Twitter if I do. Now, Dino, you're probably wondering why I didn't talk about this one and the projects that are really dying. And the reason is because even though, yes, you know, I talked about this project when, you know, it was sitting around 7, 6, you know, I had a good little run, but then like all the node projects in the space, at least most of them, it ended up dying down and tried rallying a couple of times, but ultimately people were just taking profits. There was a lot of fear in the market, and you know, it collapsed down here to about, you know, 250. But we're looking at a stability point, and this is what I'm looking for right here. This is the reason why this project is in this space. One, for me personally, I got in around $3. You know, I got in around here. So I personally am not in that big of a deficit in this project. I haven't taken any profit, so technically I haven't ROI'd at all in this project. I have just been rolling it in. Thank you for everybody that has been using my referral link. I have also just been compounding those into more eggs as well. I've just been compounding because I do believe that this project is going to do a lot of really cool and innovative things. Maybe not on like an extremely large scale, but I think in comparison to most node projects that are literally just like Ponzi's, I think that they're actually trying to do stuff. They recently announced a new game feature that they're adding to the website, which also makes me pretty bullish about this project. A link to the Medium article about that, if you want to check it out, is going to be down in the description as well. But I think the devs are really trying to do stuff. They're extremely active with the community, and they're really pushing to push new features out to their website, to their project. So I am bullish about this project currently. So I will continue compounding until I get that T-Rex egg. That is kind of my new strategy now. So that is what I'm currently doing with Jurassic Nodes. Now, this is going to be my profile. As you can see, I have a total of 84 referred eggs. So thank you again for everybody that is using my referral link. That is helping me out a lot. And I've earned a total of 168 Dino. Now, like I said, I've compounded all of those into new eggs, and I plan on continually doing that until I get that Dino egg. Then I'll start taking some profits. So the latest thing that they did add was the Dino Camp, and the way this worked is the higher you get on the leaderboard, it's just a little kind of referral game. It helps the project grow, obviously, but it does reward the people that do bring a lot of people into the project. I'm currently at 3rd place, so thank y'all again for using that referral link. But there is somebody, K, with 190 eggs, so they have referred a lot of people, but this was just a small little addition that they did add relatively quickly. But I am looking forward to the game that should be releasing today. The next one is going to be Splassive. Again, this one has been doing very well. You know, I made a whole video on it. It's basically, you know, a drip network killer per se. You know, it's a new drip fork, but they forked it from Binance over to AVAX, which is pretty awesome because there's not any on AVAX currently. And it has been doing relatively well. I bought in around $22, and by the time my video is out, it was around $23, $24. It shot all the way up to $33, $34, and obviously to around $22, but it's sitting pretty nice and going very steady at $27. Now you're gonna see a lot of trends with the reward to how the chart looks ratio. You're gonna see that a lot in some of these projects, and I'm gonna get to that at the end of the video. With Splassive right now, we're looking pretty solid. I got a total of 9.4 splash, a total deposit of around 151. Our team has grown to 50 people, so awesome. Thank you so much for joining. I will be doing airdrops every Friday to everybody that is on the team. So if you do want to join the team, you will get that airdrop every Friday. as a bonus for using my wave address. And before I get into this one, you notice I haven't talked about Magia Nodes. It is still uncertain what's going on with that project. Some of the mods are saying that the devs plan on moving over to a V2 contract with all of that, but is not confirmed on how that money is going to go back, to the people that have already had nodes. That project at this current moment is completely dead. I don't know if I would ever get into a project from them again, simply because they did not convey any information to any of their community well, if at all. So I'm not going to show that project in this video. And finally, the last project is going to be the Tavern. The Tavern has been doing extremely well. The Tavern has been doing the best out of every node project so far. It has been steadily increasing since it launched. It launched all the way up here to $7.53. Had some dips along the way, but I have not seen a chart look this good in an extremely long time in crypto in general. The reason why these guys were able to pull this off because of the amazing whale and bot mechanics that they put into the contract. They have means to basically capture all bots that are trying to buy and sell. And if they do try to buy and sell within a certain amount of time, there will be an extremely large tax. Within the first bit of time that the project was alive, the tax was extremely high on the sell and everything as such for people that wanted to buy into the token as early as possible and then just dump. So the sell fee was extremely high. On Twitter, this project was getting blown up from people that were trying to just flip on the project, and that didn't get to the team. They kept on pushing, and this is one of the most beautiful charts I have seen in a really long time. Look at this. It's steadily just been going up and up. Had a little bit of a rebound right here, but has steadily found a place. This project has so many incentives for you to hold. It's an awesome project. I might plan on making a video of this project in the future. I'm not too sure. It may come out tomorrow, it may come out the next day. I'm not entirely sure yet, but this project is doing very, very well at the moment. Now, if I go ahead and go over to my Tavern, you can see that I have 3 breweries and or nodes. My reputation is currently 30 within the project, and I have a total of 30 mead in rewards. Now, I have not claimed these. That is a pretty decent amount of profit, but I'm currently debating on whether or not to compound that or to just take the profit and ROI first. This project is looking very bullish in my mind so far, so I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. I kind of want to compound, but ultimately I got to make a smart investment decision because this is money we're dealing with. It's not necessarily a game in that aspect. So I want to profit as much as possible, but that could be better compounding, but I don't currently know what I'm going to do yet. So what is my current take of the state of node projects? What have I learned? What have I understood? What have I figured out about a lot of these projects? Well, the first thing is, if the project is claiming 15% rewards, 20% rewards, 10% rewards daily, the one thing you have to understand, which is very similar to the ideology of ROI high risk projects, is if you don't get in on the first day, or you don't get in within the first couple days, then you are most likely not going to reap that benefit and the project is going to fail on you. You will not hit your ROI. The reason being is fairly obvious, and that's because that reward percentage number is not sustainable. The project will not last. And if you look at the trend of most of the node projects that were down, it's because they're spewing out a pretty absurd percentage per day in rewards. That, I believe, is in turn causing people to just sell so they can maximize on their ROI, and they're slowly increasing sell pressure and the chart is just plummeting as a result. But if you look at the projects that have lower rewards, such as the Tavern, where 100 mead gets you 1 node, or something like Splash, where you're getting 2% a day, those projects are doing pretty dang well, and they're on either an uptrend or seem to be stabilizing. Going back to my last video of the project The Neighbors, they are also doing very sustainable like numbers, where the maximum you could possibly make is a little bit over 1% a day. So most people see that number and they immediately reject the project, and some people would do that simply because it's not making them money extremely fast. The 20% a day numbers look very appealing to most people, the 10% a day numbers, so they tend to gravitate toward those to try to get rich quick. But if you want to invest properly, guys, you can't look at it as a get rich quick scheme. You have to look at it with a long-term mentality. Does this project have a future? Are these rewards sustainable? Does this project have a plan if the market begins to plummet? What are some of the things that this project is doing to reduce the sell pressure? You have to ask yourself a lot of these questions. And if you can't answer most of those anywhere in notes or anywhere by the devs themselves, then it might not be a good project for you. Again, nothing in this video is financial advice. If you do take anything out of it, just learn to be the smartest investor that you can, look at projects from every angle, and do an insane amount of research into a project before you just dump your money into it. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, please leave me a like down below, and a sub will really help the channel out. It'll help it grow. It was fun hanging out with everybody. Y'all have a great day or night, whatever time you are watching this video. And guys, like always, have a good one.